Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. It's the Vega Bomber, and I've just seen The Batman. And this wonderful piece of promotional material is actually a place where you kept your popcorn in it while you watched the film. So, yes, still got my ticket, still holding on to it. So, yes, I just stepped out of the theater. And so you probably are wondering, what are my thoughts about this film? Well, first of all, let me say this is a good film. I don't feel like I wasted any time. I'll say first, yeah, it is definitely a detective story. We get that the whole time. I love the fact that Batman's in the suit most of the time. He's hardly ever Bruce Wayne. He's just mostly Batman. He's following up on the leads. Jeffrey Wright plays Gordon. He wouldn't be a commissioner at this point, probably just a Chief Gordon right now. And so Jeffrey Wright plays an awesome Gordon. We also have Andy Serkis, who's hardly not in the movie either, but he does a great job playing Alfred. And Selina Kyle was played by Zoe Kravitz, who was already played in X-Men. She actually was pretty standout. I actually liked her performance in this film. And of course, what everybody wants to know is, what did I think of Robert Pattinson? Well, I think he did a good job. What they asked him to do was play this brooding type of Batman who's hardly ever Bruce Wayne much. So we got to focus more on the film, on the investigative side, but he definitely has the facial expressions, all that you can see from the cowl that he's wearing, which, by the way, that cowl is my favorite cowl out of all the Batman suits that they were made. It just looks to me more accurate. I don't like it when the Batman ears are so cartoonishly long. I just don't like that, but I think they got it right here with that. But in terms of Robert Pattinson, I'll say he didn't distract from the role. He added to the role. He gave us another Batman. We can always debate who is the best Batman, and there'll be plenty of opinions about that. But the movie is 3 hours. You do get a great setup of, here's this person creating mayhem, which would be Paul Dano playing the Riddler. There's a lot of, okay, I'm going to set up and leave clues behind and have these riddles that I want you to figure out to see how smart you actually are, Batman. And then, of course, Commissioner Gordon is working together with Batman. He's the only one on the police force who sees him as somebody who could be a help, someone who could be a collaborator, whereas everyone else hates him. And so I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was good to show how everybody was just like, no, him, he's a freak. Why that guy? Why are you going to let him come in here and touch evidence and do all these other things? We don't know this guy. So I thought that realism was pretty good, showing that side of Batman and Gordon's relationship. That was pretty standout. So overall, it's kind of your standard, Seven, Zodiac Killer type thriller, where you're watching the clues left behind, some body mutilations that the Riddler's doing, who's just always 5 or 6 steps ahead of Batman. And yeah, that's what the storyline was. I'm trying to keep this non-spoiler because I will shoot a spoiler edition where we can get into a whole bunch. So, Robert Pattinson was a good Batman. Is he my favorite Batman? No, still not. But certainly didn't distract from the role. I did not have a problem with him playing Batman at all. The standout characters were definitely, I think, from my perspective, was Selina Kyle's, Zoe Kravitz, Selina Kyle, or Catwoman. I thought she was great. I thought Jeffrey Wright did a great job as Gordon, as I said earlier. And so, what about the good, the bad, the ugly, and then my final viewpoint on this? Well, I'll just say this, and again, I've only seen the movie once. I just saw it now. I'll probably see it a second time in IMAX just so I can make sure I didn't miss things. But my first thoughts are this. What's great about the film, the cinematography stands out immediately. Those shots, the lighting, everything else was wonderful. The soundtrack was perfect. The sounds that were being played, the eerie sounds when it needed to be very kind of thrillerish, it did that in my opinion. And of course, the Batmobile, when they finally show him get in that thing and drive it, that was fantastic. I love that high-speed chase scene with the Batmobile. I don't think we have something like that in some of the films, but this one has a significant chase scene, and you're getting to see that Batmobile being driven, the sounds it's making. By the way, it is a muscle car. If for people who love the cars, this is basically a 69 Dodge Charger. That's basically what it is. The roof line, the front of it, the back of it just has the back end chopped out so you can put a huge engine. But the sound, the way they captured it, the way they introduced this car, fantastic. So I absolutely loved it when they did that. There were certain lines that I won't give you that I thought hit spot on. And at the end of the day, I was definitely entertained. So what about the negatives? Well, I would say the negatives for me would be, I don't know that it needed to be close to 3 hours. I really don't. I think there's about 30 minutes you should cut out of this film, and that would have helped with some of it. But I also understand they were letting the film build a pace and have you kind of glued to it. But at this point for me, I'm really thinking it didn't need to be that long. I think another negative I would say probably to it is just that there are just some moments in the film where, again, because of some of the pacing, I think the issue is that the beginning starts great. To me, the first act is the best act of this film. The second act kind of meanders a bit, and then the third act does pick up a little bit, and then you get a great conclusion. But I'd say probably my favorite third of the film is the first third of the film. Then I like the third of the film, and the second third of the film I'm just kind of so on. I don't feel like it was that riveting to me. Again, I liked some of the action scenes. I loved a lot of the action scenes in it, but I would say a negative probably was there's some things that they had little Zoe Kravitz do, and it's kind of like, come on, dude, one kick from her is not going to knock you out. It might knock you back a little bit, but not knock you out. It just, certain parts of the fight choreography didn't line up to what I know. But that's it, y'all. I can't really tell you this movie's bad. I can't tell you that it's super great either. I think it's right in the middle, and maybe I just need to see it one more time. So where does this movie rank in terms of the Batman films? Is this better than The Dark Knight? No, I wouldn't say that at all. I would say that the Riddler, Paul Dano's character playing the Riddler, I think he did a great job, but I think it was more about the writing. And I think Christopher Nolan wrote a better villain in The Joker and Dark Knight, because it starts with the villain to me. So to me, The Dark Knight's still better. This is good. This film is good, but I don't think it's better than The Dark Knight. And just saying that, I will go watch it again to see. So anyway, these are just kind of my immediate thoughts. I've just seen the film, kind of excited. So again, I will probably watch it in IMAX to see it from a different perspective, see if that will give me something different, of a different part of the feel from it. But, oh, wait a minute, I almost forgot. Colin Firth's, his Penguin, his Oswald Cobblepot, was like a poor man soprano, Tony Soprano, but I loved it because he was funny. He had that funny Italian, hey, whoa, hey, calm down already, right? And so actually he was funnier. He had a lot of things that he said that was pretty funny. So if there was comedic relief, it was definitely Oswald Cobblepot. It was actually the Penguin that had just some crazy funny one-liners. So I left that out on the things that I thought was pretty good. So anyway, I don't want this video to get way too long. I'll just simply say, yes, I've seen the Batman. Yes, I like the Batman. I'm definitely interested in seeing it in the IMAX and see if it does more for me. No, it's not better than The Dark Knight, but that's not a knock. There's not too many things that are going to be better than The Dark Knight. And so this is good. This is a great new way to kind of envision the Batman based off other things that we've seen. And I would say that Robert Pattinson is not detracting from it. The role, he actually doesn't really say a whole lot, but I wouldn't say that his Batman was the best Batman. I know I saw some things out there that said this is going to be your new Batman, your new favorite Batman. Good, but no, he's still not beating my favorite Batman, which is still going to be Christian Bale. I know people hate the voice that he did, but I'm sorry, that was Batman to me. Way better than Michael Keaton as far as I was concerned, in terms of physicality, in terms of just the performance. You bought more of The Dark Knight. You bought more of Christian Bale's Batman, and when he was playing the role of Bruce Wayne. So I'm still going to stick with that. But again, I think the movie's still good. Go see it. Now, let me get off this thing so I can not ramble, so I can get this ready and edited and get this out tonight. I want this to hit tonight so you guys can still see my excitement for the film. So go get it. And if you're fortunate enough, take a look for these popcorn dispensers, and if they still have them, make sure you can get one. I think they were somewhere around 36 bucks. That's popcorn included. So at any rate, this is Vega Bomber, and I am out. Peace.